Hi there, welcome to Tarot Land Soap Opera. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Taurus energy. The top row is going to be high vibe Taurus energy, and the bottom row is going to be more lower vibe Taurus energy. We all have free will. We can either choose to have hope and belief in ourselves and our dreams and not let our past pain and heartbreak or fears or insecurities hold us back. And we can see life from a higher perspective. We can believe that believe in love, listen to our intuition, have hope, faith, and belief in our future, or we can not trust love, not believe in ourselves, make our life more from decisions of fear or insecurity, or make our life more about money and materialism and defensiveness and self protection. So it could be a battle going on within you. We'll read it from that perspective. And then we'll also read it from the perspective of how people who are in high vibe energy, what could be going on in their life. And we'll read it from the people who do make the free will choice because they have lessons to learn, basically. When we haven't learned to know our worth and value, we haven't learned how to love ourselves, we lack hope and faith and belief, the decisions that we would make in our life if we still have lessons to learn, basically. And I believe that everything is set up for us to learn lessons in life, so nothing's wasted. You might know some people who are in low vibe Taurus energy right now who maybe aren't loyal, aren't committed, or they're very materialistically ego focused. They'll learn some lessons in life that those things of the world, indulging in just things of the world or our ego, aren't going to bring us long term emotional wish fulfillment. So, the difference between the two, the bottom of the deck is the reason for the reading. For the high vibe people, they're in King of Swords energy. They have seen the truth. They're taking action on the truth, and the truth is love. Ever since we've been small children, we grow and thrive best in an environment that's loving, warm, encouraging, open, honest. And the reason for the reading for the low vibe is King of Pentacles, which is of the world, making our life all about the world. Pride, ego, image, selfishness, indulgence, immaturity. Because that would be, we have our base nature, which is our worldly nature, making it all about the 3D world. Our more higher self nature that we could aspire to includes being connected in with the hidden realm, our emotions, our intuition, our creativity, our imagination. We can suppress all those things and make our life all about King of Pentacles, money, materialism, status, image, pride, ego. Or we see the truth that there's a higher perspective to life. Okay, let's go see what's going on. Ten of Cups in reverse, Hangman, Three of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Six of Wands. There might have been a happy family situation or friendship group or even a happy work group that got turned upside down because someone was defending being a King of Pentacles. They want, maybe it's kind of shadowy Capricorn energy is how I see it, but it's Earth sign energy, so it could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo energy. Someone has made their life all about pride, ego, image, status, and the Six of Wands is Leo energy, pride and ego. Someone was defensive of being a loving, nurturing partner because high vibe King of Pentacles is someone, male or female, who has learned lessons in life. They're the only married suit of the deck. They're able to nurture other people, relationships, friend groups, children, and work projects because they've learned lessons in life. There were some people who were defensive of learning lessons because that would have required that they be in high vibe Leo energy, that they take bold creative action to overcome their inner conflict between this dualistic nature. Is it more about me and my pride and ego, my selfish wants and needs, or is it about being just and fair and balanced and loving? And in order to be a nurturing person to other people, you have to overcome your own kind of prideful, egotistical, worldly nature, your base nature, to have true victory in your life, to be able to move forward in life. And some people in your life could have been defensive to doing that. Could have been defensive to being a partner because it's all about their wants, their needs, their lusts, their greed, their pride, their ego. They're in shadowy King of Swords Libra energy. They live more from their mind than their heart. That is their truth. The world is their truth. It could be all about them, their indulgence, their image, materialism. They're letting their ego run their life. So because of that, a happy family dynamic could have been turned upside down. And so in the Hangman, you could have felt stuck for a while. And the universe makes us feel stuck in situations because we need to see life from a different perspective, see ourselves from a different perspective, see the world around us from a different perspective. And maybe people in our life that we thought would be nurturing and loving and bold and truthful and honest, we have to see the truth that they don't see the world the same way we do. And that's okay. Everybody's where they're at. Everybody has their own perception of reality. And some people see the truth that it's about love. And some people don't because they still have lessons to learn in life. So you put work and effort into your own foundation to speak the truth. And the same way that some people in your life could have been more materialistically focused, when you saw the truth and spoke the truth, you are speaking to people back here who reject love. People who are Pisces Hangman can be people who are in their pride and ego, and they operate from a Three of Pentacles, Capricorn, worldly foundation. And they're refusing to see life from any other perspective. Some people don't believe that there's any higher purpose to being on this planet than, aren't we just supposed to be here and make a name for ourselves or indulge ourselves or, try to get a plaque on the wall because we have money or status or image? Isn't that the whole point? Well, it is if that's how you perceive the world. If you believe it's about speaking the truth and having hope and faith and belief in love, then you've grown and matured yourself and you're able to nurture other people and move forward in your life. And you've overcome your more base nature, your more worldly nature, your more prideful, egotistical, selfish, greedy, immature nature. You're able to move forward in life because you're willing to stand up for truth, and the truth is love. The other people are going to stay stuck because we can't move forward in life until we learn lessons in life about, I'm being selfish, I'm being greedy, I'm fearful, I'm insecure, I'm egotistical. We don't work well together with others when we're in our more base nature because we're either fearful and insecure or we're selfish and greedy. So you might be speaking your truth to someone in your past. This is Pisces, this is Pisces, this is Capricorn, this is Libra. People who don't align with love, they're aligned more with their mind than their heart. They're stubborn and prideful and egotistical because they work from their more worldly nature to guide them, their mind. They're not maybe connected in with their emotions and intuition. Maybe they don't listen to that because maybe that, if they were to listen to that, that would require them to speak their truth. To truly be somebody who's nurturing and loving, who's bold and brave and creative and step into the spotlight of their own life. And they're not maybe willing to speak their truth. They're not maybe willing to stand up for themselves. Maybe they don't believe that they can be loving and nurturing to others. Maybe they're afraid if they were to truly follow their intuition, maybe they're afraid that they won't have the victory and success in their life. Maybe they don't believe in themselves. Maybe they're someone who thinks I should just work with what the world tells me to work with. I'm going to work with money and materialism and status and image. I'm going to keep making decisions that maintain, my illusions of self and my illusions of what my image or status is, because I don't want to put that at risk. What if I move forward and I was a partner to someone, or I was nurturing and loving and believed in myself and listened to my intuition and did those creative things in my life and worked with the people that I love and the things that really inspire me? Will it give me the image or status or money or materialism I want? Some people are so afraid, they're so concerned maybe about what other people think of them, they're not willing to do the things in their life that really are authentically aligned with them, and they do things in the world more out of fear or insecurity or pride and ego. So you've become enlightened to the truth, your foundation aligned with the truth, and you're speaking the truth about the lessons you've learned. And you could be trying to tell people in your life, it could be an adult child, a parent, a sibling, friends, coworkers, or whatever that are stuck. You could be trying to tell them that, there's some lessons you need to learn about your pride and ego that stop you from being able to move forward. If you feel stuck in a foundation right now, or a way of being, or a job, or whatever, take some bold, creative action. There's a lesson to be learned there about why you feel stuck. Why do you feel stuck? Are you not willing to speak your truth? Are you not willing to stand up for yourself? Are you unwilling to admit that you did have lessons learned? Some people don't want to admit they made a mistake. That's the lesson to be learned, is that, we're all going to make mistakes. We've all been at certain places in our life where our friends and family could have talked to us till they were blue in the face. And in our pride and ego, we kept working on a foundation or a way of being in the world. We thought for sure that's what's going to make me happy. That person's going to make me happy. Me living this way in my life is going to make me happy. Until we all have life experiences, and until we come to that realization within ourselves that, oh my gosh, I deserve better than this. This situation makes me feel stuck. What is my truth? And I think that's part of the thing of coming into contact with all these different people in our life, is to get to see and get more clear about what our truth is. We can get in relationships with people, and we keep thinking they're the people that we're supposed to be with or work with or whatever, job, friendship. But if we keep feeling stuck in it, we can be in our pride and ego about it. No, I'm right. No, this is my person. I don't care. I know they're immature. I know they're reckless. I know they're disrespectful. I know they're abusive, or, this employer is whatever. It's all meant to have these life experiences so we can get more clear about what our truth is. Are we going to sacrifice our dream, our vision? If we want happy, loving, creative, supportive relationships and jobs, are we going to keep staying in one because of our pride or our ego? Or are we willing to say, this is not aligned with my truth? This isn't aligned with what I hope for myself. And we all come to that on our own. So sometimes, we have people in our life, just like you might have been there at one point in your life, where people talk to you till they are blue in the face. And until we get tired of feeling stuck in a foundation, until we're willing to fight for ourselves and what we deserve in life, to get the justice we deserve, because Libra energy is about getting the justice we deserve, wanting to be in just and fair and balanced and loyal and committed and loving relationships. Until we're willing to see through our illusions that we have about people and situations and stand up for ourselves, we're going to stay there. And people stay there because they haven't gotten to that point of willing to stand up for themselves or know their worth and value. So you could be trying to tell some people that, they've got some lessons to learn about, maybe about willing to be bold and brave and confident within themselves, to take that bold, creative action to get themselves out of a situation that they could be staying in out of pride and ego. Because when we're in our pride and ego, we think we know best, even though our intuition is telling us, you're stuck. This isn't going anywhere. The people that people could be in a relationship with are defensive to being your partner, or they're kind of prideful and egotistical, maybe stubborn and controlling. That could be all shadowy Capricorn, Leo energy. Maybe emotionally detached. They think they're the boss. They're controlling. Maybe other people are in relationships with people who think they're the highest truth in the world. They don't maybe believe there's any higher truth to aspire to. If they say something is just and fair, regardless if that means they're bossy, they're controlling, they're manipulative, they're prideful, they're egotistical, maybe they don't think there's any higher truth to aspire to. Maybe they don't think that they have to be just or fair or truthful or nurturing or loving. Maybe they think in their self importance, maybe because they have money or materialism or status or image or think they're good looking or something, that, if you don't want to do things my way, I'll just leave. I'll go get in a relationship or whatever with someone else. I don't have to learn lessons. I don't have to grow up. I don't have to mature. So, as you have dealt with people like that in your life, there could be a part of you that is tempted to go back to a foundation or a relationship or a family dynamic, because we're all afraid of moving forward in life and stepping outside of our comfort zone. And, we all are tempted to repeat patterns of the past because we know how to do that. We know how to work with those people. But the people in high vibe Taurus are putting in the work and effort to take action in their life, to speak their truth, to get the justice they deserve. It's our divine inheritance to be in truthful, honest, loving, just, fair environments. And you're taking that bold, creative action to overcome your inner conflict about moving forward, getting over yourself, getting over your pride, your ego, your fear, your insecurity. And you're taking that bold, confident action to take action in your life. The Kings and Tarot talk about us taking action in the world, and we all take action in masculine energy. You're being bold and brave enough to take the action in the world to get the justice you deserve. And if that means that you have to stop yourself from repeating patterns of the past and nurture yourself and love yourself and treat yourself with compassion, forgiveness, and love to keep moving forward, then that's what you're doing. If you're cutting out sitting in certain thoughts and emotions that tempt you to return to the past, you're cutting those ways out, because we have free will. What thoughts and emotions are we going to choose to sit within and focus on every day? And if there's people in your life, when Five of Wands is Leo energy, if there's people in your life that could be being stubborn and prideful because they're very competitive, well, that's not loving. People who love you don't act out of pride and ego to make you feel like you need to compete for them, to cause you a lot of inner conflict so that you'll feel defensive and that you'll keep focused on them instead of moving forward in your life. It's like, you know what? If you want to be competitive, if you want to be in your pride and ego, I wish you peace. I'm moving on. Your foundation is going to take bold, creative action to Taurus energy, to be a spiritual leader in the world. If other people want to be emotionally detached in their Libra energy, they want to live more from their mind, maybe they have inner conflict about being a spiritual leader in the world, maybe that would affect their image or their status, they think. Maybe they feel they wouldn't have the money and the materialism for people to look up and admire them. It's like, if you're competitive in the 3D world and that's your thing, I wish you peace. I'm going to, Taurus Hierophant energy talks about our underlying philosophy in life. And Taurus is earth sign energy, and the people who are very much aligned with their worldly 3D way of living life, their life can all be about money and materialism and status and image. And they don't want to make their life about expanding their perception about it. People in high vibe Taurus energy are people who kind of like walk the talk, that if you present yourself as being a loving, nurturing, truthful, honest person, you should be that. But sometimes people who are in shadowy energy, they like to present themselves that way, but actually they're maybe listen more to their mind and ego than their heart. And it causes them to be very competitive in the world and competitive with their partners, because they want to present themselves as being like a spiritual leader in the world. But then when they get in a relationship with someone who really does listen to their intuition, who is bold and brave and is willing to step outside of societal norms to, believe in themselves and believe in their dreams, then they have a problem with it. Because that's when it's revealed that their truth is different than your truth. They really are more attached to their ego and image and materialism than doing what's just and fair and open and honest and loving, and not being enslaved by their ego or their image or materialistic nature. So you're taking a leap of faith and trusting the universe, and you're going to give it everything you've got to have that brand new inspired beginning. You're offering peace to the past because you're moving forward in truth. You're not going to be in illusions about people from your past who didn't choose to be open and honest and loving, who are still kind of caught up in their ego, and they have lessons to learn. They think that that's the answer, that they're going to have victory in life. But the only way you have victory in life is freeing yourself from your ego. And your foundation is going to take bold, creative, inspired action forward to have your dreams come into reality. Your life isn't about looking like a shining star in the 3D world. People can think what they want. You want to be at peace within yourself. You want to be in loving environments. You want to be in creative environments. You're going to listen to your intuition and not get caught up in your pride and ego. Some of you could have been dealing with a Libra, or just people who have a different truth about what they think is just and fair. Some people think it's just and fair to, and logical, air sign energy of the mind, it's just and fair that I make my life about me being the boss, or making my life about my ego and my image, or making my life about me indulging myself in the things of the world. That's the most important. It's like, okay, I have a different dream. So here we have that King of Pentacles, and we have that up here. You know, you could be upset in the Knight of Swords because someone either was your partner or was supposed to become your partner, and you wanted them, but they were unwilling to take that bold, creative action. You know, the Wands can talk about communication. You know, this Pisces card can be about pride and ego. The Six of Wands can be about pride and ego. Pisces can be about illusions, imagination, escapism, being more in our emotional realm about pride and ego and image, not willing to see life from any other perspective, having our fantasy of how we think people are supposed to work in a relationship. But we're supposed to be bold and brave and confident, and always be willing to move forward and grow and mature ourselves. So you could be upset that someone, maybe a Capricorn, wasn't willing to take bold, creative, inspired action to move forward because they're stubborn or prideful or feel stuck. Maybe because things in their past didn't work out. And so why do we get caught up in our pride and ego? Because relationships in the past didn't work out. And because the relationship didn't work out in the past, we can get in our pride and ego about working together with others, and we're defensive to working together with others to move forward. So maybe there could be a part of you that would like to exchange resources and hugs and kisses with someone who you thought either is a Capricorn or somebody who you thought would be a loving, nurturing partner. Because you'd like to come together in joy and celebration within a family or a work group or a friend group. You'd like to balance things out. You'd like to work together with this person from, you know, an emotional foundation. But if they're in shadowy Taurus energy is people who can be very focused on the 3D world, all about, because Taurus energy is about putting in work and effort in the 3D world to be surrounded by luxury in life. And if you're in a relationship with someone who their primary drive in life is ego and materialism, you know, and their Six of Cups can be about people who repeat patterns of the past over and over and over. Maybe that's how they grew up and that's how they perceive the world. We should do everything the way that, like the family I grew up in. I don't want to have to learn lessons. I don't want to step out of my comfort zone. I don't want to make my life about being bold and brave or listening to my intuition. I just want to do things where I have a certain amount of status and image and material success in the world. Isn't that good enough for you? And there could be a part of you that would like to do that because it maybe does have stability and security and all those things. But if you know that doing that would make you feel stuck in a relationship because the person you'd be in a relationship with is someone who doesn't align with love. That's not the driving factor in their life. They reject love maybe because they could get hurt if they were to be more open and vulnerable. Well, who really wants to be stuck in a relationship with someone who's defensive of being nurturing and loving and taking bold, creative, inspired action? Someone who's like, oh no, I live more from my mind than my heart. I don't do love. I can get hurt that way. Do you really want to be stuck in a relationship with someone who's like that? You deserve to be with loving, nurturing people who've overcome their fear and insecurities about being hurt, to be a loving and nurturing and open and honest and just and fair person. Because people who are in their shadow energy can be very insecure, very defensive, and because they're fearful and insecure of being hurt, they kind of get in more transactional relationships and they view relationships more transactionally. It's not freely giving of themselves. It's like, well, I'll give you this and then you give me that. How about I have money and materialism, status, image, sex, drugs, rock and roll, whatever they think they got. I'll give you those things of the world. I'll exchange resources. You be loving and giving and generous and act with character and integrity and loyalty and commitment. And we'll come together in a relationship. And then you just balance out your emotions about the fact that we kind of keep repeating this pattern emotionally of how we work together. They don't do 10 of cups. They just stay right here in the 6 of cups. It doesn't become a 10 of cups, emotionally long-term fulfilling relationship, because that would mean they would have to let go of maybe regrets of the past to take that cup of love to move forward. And they haven't dealt with their regrets of the past. They still have fear and insecurity because relationships in their past didn't work out. And they also might be someone then who hasn't gotten over their regrets of the past. They will be drawn towards people in their life because they haven't learned that lesson yet and they haven't learned how to love themselves and feel that wound. They'll be attracted to go get in relationships with people who remind them of the people of their past to try to get those people to love them because they haven't learned to love themselves. So they want to be kind of aligned with their more immature, indulgent nature. For some, it's like, I want to be in a relationship that's more transactional. I indulge myself in the relationship. It's all about my wants, my needs, my lusts, my greed. I'll try to exchange resources with you to keep kind of harmony. But, if someone else from my past tempts me, maybe by the things of the world, because that's what motivates them, if someone offers to indulge me with sex, drugs, rock and roll, money, materialism, status, image, I might go towards that. Because I really don't work well together with others, and I haven't freed myself from my own shadow nature. I haven't meditated on the truth. I haven't healed from past pain and heartbreak. I haven't emotionally detached from the past. It could be someone who has divided loyalty. They don't want to emotionally detach from the past. They haven't gotten over the past. They're kind of in non-life-giving energy, because if you're not aligned with love, you're in a relationship because of fear, codependency, selfishness, greed, lust, indulgence, not because of love. They haven't put an end to either their own mental conflict or their emotional defensiveness that makes them very self-protective and wanting to win at all cost, or if they're very worldly focused, indulgent, or materialistic. They want to look like a shining star in the world. And if there's someone, if that is what drives them and that's what inspires them, is the things of the world or indulging in the things of the world, if someone comes up in the world, or maybe did, maybe you had someone who was defensive of being your partner because there was someone in their life, a Capricorn or someone who had the sex, drugs, rock and roll, money, and materialism, who offered to exchange resources and come together with them in a relationship, who said they wanted to balance things out about the past and they wanted to reunite. So someone, was tempted. When we're in our shadow nature, we're kind of aligned with our own third party within ourselves. We're not aligned with love and hope and faith and belief in ourselves and our dreams, trusting other people. We still have past pain and heartbreak and fear and insecurities that we haven't dealt with. So then that opens the door for third parties to tempt us to align with our more shadowy nature. And someone could have turned their back on being in a foundation with you and healing and putting an end to their mental conflict and their more worldly nature. And instead, they have lessons to learn. They're still tempted by their more worldly nature. And our shadow nature, our worldly nature, is our more immature, insecure, fearful, insecure, selfish, greedy, manipulative, not seeing the truth, not believing in ourselves nature. And there could have been some people in your life who went back to repeat some patterns of the past. And if you don't want to exchange resources with someone who repeats patterns of the past, who has seen the truth, meditated on the truth, learned lessons from the past that they can emotionally detach from it, they're going to keep repeating those patterns until they learn that lesson. And we all know some people who never learn the lesson. They keep being fearful or insecure or selfish or greedy or indulgent. And we need to not be an illusion about them, because that's kind of us being in our shadow nature. If we thought we could come together with someone in a happy family dynamic, we have to see the truth that that person made the free will choice not to choose that. They chose not to choose love, openness, honesty. They chose to operate from their more worldly nature. So if we see the truth and speak the truth, and we're willing to learn the lesson from that life experience, that other people are on a different page of life than we are, you've learned some lessons that those things don't bring emotional fulfillment, and you're willing to take that bold action to move forward. Because if you're not willing to give up on your dreams, you can't let people who are defensive of being nurturing and loving, who choose to be more prideful or materialistic or indulgent in the world, you can't let those people keep you staying stuck. That's an injustice. And the King of Swords Libra energy is about bringing justice to the situation. And we bring justice to the situation by seeing the truth. I accept you're at where you're at. You do think pride, ego, money, materialism, sex, drugs, rock and roll is going to bring you long-term emotional wish fulfillment. And they just haven't learned that lesson, that those things don't bring long-term emotional wish fulfillment. There's something we're supposed to work with the things of the world, but not be enslaved and imprisoned by the things of the world and letting them dictate our life. So you're going to take mature action for your sense of stability and security, to get the justice you deserve, and you're being bold and brave and confident enough to keep moving forward, to take inspired action within your foundation, even though it causes you some inner conflict. But you want to be in loyal, committed, stable, grounded, abundant relationships with other people who have trust and faith and belief in themselves and in life. People who are willing to give it everything they've got to nurture their own inner child, to love themselves and to love other people, to be vulnerable, who are willing to see the truth that, foundations and relationships are about, and within ourself, it's about believing in ourselves and believing in our dreams and not letting our fear, our insecurity, our immaturity run our life. We're kind of ignoring nurturing ourselves if we get caught up in our shadow energy. We're meant to love and believe in ourselves and believe in our dreams. And where people are supposed to be independent of the world because they went within to gain insight and wisdom about their fear and insecurities, and they believe they can manifest their dreams into reality with the magician, and they're calling judgment on themselves and holding themselves accountable and saying, I am going to face the future. I've let the past go. I'm no longer letting past pain and heartbreak, fear and insecurity hold me back. In Virgo energy, I've gone within to gain insight and wisdom, and I am going to invest in love and loving myself and nurturing myself and offering myself compassion and forgiveness, offering the past compassion and forgiveness so I can let it go. And I'm going to let my intuition guide me so that I can work from an emotional foundation of love within myself and work together with others from a foundation of love, so I can take bold and brave, confident action in my life when the devil tries to block me and the devil tries to make me hold back in fear and insecurity from having the abundance I deserve in my life. Our divine inheritance is to have a very stable, grounded, loving, creative, inspired life. If we let our shadow energy, our worldly nature of being more immature, indulgent, selfish, greedy, lustful, stubborn and prideful, not willing to grow up and learn lessons in life. And then we let other people who, both of these cards are shadowy Capricorn energy. If we let third parties try to tempt us by the things of the world, oh, come hang out with us, come do this, come do that. Don't go get the stable, abundant, creative, loving life that you deserve. Don't believe in yourself. Let me control you. Let me manipulate you. Let me instill fear and insecurity within you. Don't believe in yourself. Don't go get your dreams to come into reality because I don't believe in myself either. I'm immature, I'm selfish, I'm greedy, I'm manipulative, I'm prideful, I'm egotistical. Let's make our life about the world. Let's make it about indulgence or ego or image or money and materialism only. Don't let those people stop you from getting the truly abundant life you deserve. And walk away from your more worldly nature that tries to stop you, other people in your life who tempt you to align with your worldly nature. Walk away from them because that way of living your life will never bring you emotional wish fulfillment. The Eight of Cups talks about we've invested in certain things in our life, but we come to realize that those ways of living our life don't bring us emotional wish fulfillment. Aligning with those things within ourselves or other people because of those reasons. And we want to have emotional wish fulfillment and to listen to our heart and intuition. And you could have some people in your life that aren't willing to walk away from those old ways of being to listen to their heart and intuition, because there could be people that they think that they can work with and indulge themselves in. And if they're in a stage of indulgence in their life or immaturity or fear or insecurity, and there's people in their life who are tempting them by money, materialism, indulging in things of the world, they're not willing to walk away from those people or those things. Those people, but the people that could be stopping them are also people who are selfish and greedy and manipulative, competitive, They don't want them to walk forward and listen to their heart and intuition because they would walk away from them. And some people aren't willing to walk away from those people. They feel stuck. And until they put in the work to figure out why they're stuck, they're going to keep repeating that pattern. And some of them are going to keep exchanging resources in a foundation with someone. Maybe they're trying to balance things out with a Scorpio who could be a father figure, because King of Pentacles can mean that. Could be someone they look up to. The Six of Cups is kind of like childhood energy. Maybe it is somebody from their childhood. Could be a sibling, someone they've known from childhood. They still have things to balance out about the past, either about their own worldly nature or the illusions they have about other people being. They could view people in their life as being mature and nurturing and knowing better than them, having their best interests in mind, but they're not seeing things clearly. Because when we're in our shadow nature, we have illusions about people, illusions about the world. We're not seeing things clearly. And the Temperance Sagittarius card talks about in divine timing. The divine is trying to help them balance out their emotions about the past. Why will they not emotionally detach from past ways of being or from past people in their life? Because they either have fear and insecurities, those people they think will provide them stability and security. But the thing is, those people won't if they're in shadowy energy. They have their own agenda. They might provide stability and security, but it'll be more of a relationship based on pride, ego, image, status, not on love. And if some people haven't seen through their illusions, the divine is trying to work with them to reconcile themselves with the past, because there's issues from their past that they haven't learned lessons from. The divine is working with them to try to get them to learn their lessons. But in the meantime, we don't deserve to feel stuck. We deserve to stand up for the things that we believe in and to keep being bold and brave and confident, to keep taking action in our life, to, the people who are having inner conflict and have lessons to learn, we can be nurturing to them and kind and respectful to them, but we're standing in our truth with them. It's like, I'm not going to get into the mud pit with you and fight with you. I will try to maintain balance in a relationship. It's not like, it's just like, if it's a child, your adult child or a sibling or whatever, I still will maybe be nurturing or respectful and kind in a foundation. But I'm going to speak my truth. And, if you want to be in your pride and ego, you go ahead. But, it could be overwhelming to keep being generous to you. But, only love heals. So we offer peace to them. We don't argue and fight and get out of our character. We keep moving forward, having hope and faith and belief that maybe one day, if we're acting in a way that we're not getting in the mud pit with them, and we're acting with love and compassion for understanding where they're at in life right now, if they're dealing with addictions or fear or insecurity or pride or ego or whatever, we keep having hope and faith and belief. The divine's looking out for them. We'll kind of channel the divine through us by staying in peaceful, loving, kind, respectful energy. But we're going to keep moving forward to keep manifesting our dreams into reality and know our worth and value and be independent of them, so that we can keep manifesting our dreams into reality. And maybe as we keep doing that, and people in our life can see that them being competitive, them acting in pride and ego isn't stopping us, and then that might make them wonder, why do I let past pain and heartbreak keep me from believing in myself and believing I can manifest my dreams into reality? It's kind of like you're a shining star in the world, in a sense that you're letting your light shine, and you're not letting people who are trying to compete with you or trying to make you feel stuck or make you feel defensive. It's like, no, I'm at peace with you being where you're at, and I'm going to keep believing in myself. And maybe that will be the thing to make them see that they want to be more independent, that they want to be free from their fear or their pride or their ego, because they really do want to work together with you in a relationship dynamic or friendship group or work group, because you're independent and you don't play those games like they maybe play. And, that's exhausting to play games, right? So, anyway, keep being a guiding light. I also shuffled the Intuit Oracle second edition, and we got light bulb and butterfly. The light bulb can be about, you seeing the truth and realizing that we don't have to let unpleasant life situations keep us stuck. It's called transmuting the energy and transforming. The earth, what is it? A caterpillar transforms into a butterfly. We could have been in an earthly foundation with people, but it's a painful process to see life from a higher perspective, just like the caterpillar has to go through the chrysalis stage and basically turn to goo, kind of like emotionally going through all the emotional processes to transform that energy of feeling stuck, seeing life from a higher perspective, and realizing that, calm monogamy, that we can release the burdens, the guilt, and the shame. And for some people, it could have been within themselves. This, again, if it's just within you or other people in the world who were trying to reconcile things from the past, but then they found out that it wasn't loving, and that the people they could have been in relationship with and trying to balance things out with, if that was someone from their past or a Scorpio in their life, they could have realized, I feel stuck in this foundation because those people are defensive to learning lessons and moving forward. They've had their own light bulb moment. And they're seeing life from a higher perspective and realizing, I don't have to make other people try to move forward with me. I let them be where they're at. I accept the reality of the truth of the situation of where it is right now. And I wish them peace and love. And I keep wishing them peace and love, but I keep moving forward in my own life. And if some people had been kind of in that shadowy energy before, and they were the ones who were kind of prideful and egotistical and thinking living more from their mind than their heart was the way of viewing life, if any of those people have seen the truth that it's about loving, open, creative, inspired relationships and being bold and brave and confident enough to live your own life, they can let go of the shame and the regret. Because that's the thing, when we keep not learning a lesson, we can feel a lot of shame and regret because we keep doing things that don't make us feel proud of ourselves, or we haven't learned how to love ourselves or believe in ourselves, like we think we're not worthy. And when we see the truth and see life from a higher perspective, that's when we can let go of the shame and the guilt or the regret or lack of self-love. And then we've learned the lesson. And when we learn lessons, there's no shame and guilt in that. There can be shame and guilt in continuing not to learn the lesson, and because we might feel shameful, we keep repeating the same pattern. But when we finally realize it takes us seeing ourself and life from a higher perspective, and we're willing to take the action we need to take to quit acting and behaving in certain ways, it is all a means of helping other people in the world who might have been where we were at one point in time, and getting over kind of like, I think, our just lack of self-love and belief in ourselves, because I think that's kind of the driving factor in life. So I'm also still shuffling the Rumi Oracle deck, a poet from the 13th century. So this one says, clean your chest from all hostility, wash it 7 times. And the commentary says, in the darkness of the cosmic void, the soul seed can crack open and take root. This cannot happen in the light where all is seen and understood. It must happen under cover of darkness. This is the way of nature, and it must be honored. Clear the pain from your heart. Your tears are the sacred waters that will ensure your soul shall thrive. A new phase is imminent. So that reminds me of kind of the analogy of seeds being planted in the ground. Sometimes we need to get buried into the things of the world in order to realize that we strive for more. And until we learn those lessons of how things of the world can bury us underground, it's part of the process of nature that at times we're going to dig that hole for ourselves and jump in there. Other people are going to kind of dig holes that we fall into because we're not seeing them clearly or we have illusions about them. And it's the struggle in life that makes us grow and mature ourselves to our full potential. It's part of the process. That's why there's no shame in it. You know, we can feel shame at the moment in it and initially, and we can either choose to stay there in our pride and ego and not admit that we had lessons to learn, or we can let go of the shame and the regret and reach for the light to see life from a higher perspective, build our foundation. Because that's the thing of learning lessons is life, is to add to our foundation. That's when we are willing to learn lessons in our life, we add to our stability and our foundation. We can stay in our pride and ego and not learn those lessons, or we take the lessons we were meant to learn about ourselves and other people we came into contact with about their truth versus our truth, and what we believe and what we don't believe, and do we believe in ourselves, don't we believe in ourselves, are we going to love ourselves, not love ourselves. If we're willing to choose to grow and mature ourselves, our foundation keeps becoming more and more stable and abundant in the world. So there you go, Taurus energies. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we will see you next time. Bye bye.